We're just going to go ahead and pause it now. All right, guys. So here we go. So essentially, a lot of you guys have asked me about like how do the trade skills work? How do I get my first Scarecrow? Things like that. So I wanted to walk you guys through some of that. So the first thing you're going to do is, depending upon where you start out, you'll eventually get to kind of your secondary area, your secondary zone. For the Eastern, if you're the Harani or the Firian, you're going to end up in Tiger Spine Mountains, and you're going to be asked to talk to the Blue Salt Brotherhood Merchant Recruiter. The first thing you're going to do is talk to him, and he's basically going to introduce you, and basically you're going to accept, and he's going to teach you how to start out by farming, and basically teach you how to use water. And so you're going to retrieve water from the village well. Well, the village well is right here. So we walk over here and we grab a little bit of water. Now, water is very important when you're farming because you can actually speed up your crops and speed up the amount of time that they take to grow by grabbing water. So you almost always will have water on you. Now, not only crops, but you're also going to take and you're going to have to give water to your pets and things like that, as well as you're raising them to be able to get them to progress faster and stuff like that. So we got our water. We're going to go ahead and receive that award. Now he wants us to water some of the waxy corn seeds. And you do this very, very simple. You can either walk up and you can right click on them, or you see right here, you can use F and we can water some of these waxy corn seedlings. Very, very simple. We sprinkle the water around. Quest complete. Turn that in. And the next thing we're going to do is we don't want to start with a simple crop that grows like a potato. So we're going to go ahead and plant our first crop. He wants us to come back with 3 cucumbers and 3 potatoes. Seeds can be found from plants or purchased from a seed merchant. And that's very important because you're going to get to know the seed and the sapling merchant a lot. So we're going to purchase some potato eyes from the seed merchant in the public farm. And we're going to go ahead and plant those in the public farm. Now, not everything can be planted in the public farm. Some things can only be planted on your farm or out in the wild. You're going to get very quickly onto things like mushrooms and stuff like that you're not going to be able to plant in the public farm. But we cruise over here, and we've got our seed and sapling merchant. We're going to go up to our seed merchant, talk to him, and let's find potatoes. There's penis. There's potato eyes. So we need 3 potatoes. Well, we'll go ahead and we'll plant 3 potatoes, even though it won't take that much. And we'll plant 3 cucumbers, even though it'll probably only take 1 plant to actually generate these. And we're going to cruise back inside because we don't want anybody stealing our potatoes. So we're going to cruise back inside the public farm over here and plant down some potatoes and cucumbers. Now to do that, all you're going to do is you're going to right click on the potato eye and you're going to find a spot that's available and you just drop them down just like that. We're going to go ahead and we're going to drop all 3 of these. So you're going to find out that when you get your own farms, you know, your first Scarecrow and stuff like that, you're going to find that that you're going to be wanting to figure out how to place these nice and taut so you get the most yield out of your farm. So there we go. We've got our 3 potatoes and our 3 little cucumbers. Now we can, like I said, walk up to them, just press F, and we will actually water these things. And you can see when you highlight over them, we've got 9 minutes for this cucumber seedling. We've got 9 minutes for the potato seedling. So we're going to go ahead and we do not want to uproot that. And on the one that this cucumber that we watered, it's down to little under 8 minutes. Now it becomes a lot different when you're watering plants that have hours to take and have a yield. The amount that comes down on them can be pretty significant, like 30, 40, 50, even an hour can come completely off of some of the plants that will take and take hours to actually yield. So we're going to go ahead and finish up watering all of these plants. There's our last potato being watered. And you can even see that that as you water them and as they get closer and closer to their yield time, that they actually do grow. You do actually see them get bigger. You do actually see them change in size, and you will actually see them have potatoes or cucumbers and things like that on them. So can somebody help Leviticus? So we're going to take in real quick while we're waiting for those. We're going to run up here and complete a couple of other quests while I continue to talk. Now, as you progress through this, you're not only going to get quests for farming, but you're also going to get vocational quests for things like alchemy, for things like mining, for things like carpentry and stuff like that. Make sure you complete those quests. There's a really good reason to complete all those quests, is you will get gear that will help you with mining, will help you with alchemy, will help you with gathering, will help you with carpentry, and all kinds of stuff like that. So it's very advantageous to actually take and do those quests for the different vocations, because the rewards are very worth it, especially when you're first learning and you're first getting started. 250 addition to your skill can be amazing. But now it's cutscene time. So, we see the banners. These yellow banners show us the gate. The gate off in the distance. Maybe we can pass through this gate and find the artifact. The artifact is the shiny dome of Limpopotamus. It's got to be around here somewhere. But we'll find it. Oh yes, we will find it. We will find it, and we will protect ourselves from the Lord of Bricklebits. He plans to take over the world, but we have no intention of letting him do so. You are charged with finding the others that can help us protect the lands and find the dome. The dome is the only thing that can combat him and keep him away from ruling the lands and spreading Bricklebits throughout. Do so and travel well, warrior. Alright, so back to what we were saying. So you're going to, like I said, you're going to want to complete those quests and get all of the different things that you possibly can. They all pretty much will happen in the same little area. So you're going to spend a lot of time in this kind of vocational area right outside of Anvilton. And it does make it very, very advantageous in the beginning to take and find a book and set your recall point to Anvilton. Now, the way you can also do that is to find the book. I believe it's under infrastructure. It might be under housing. Let's see here. No, probably under the book. Respawn base. Nope, that's different. Transportation, gravesite, house, garden, aquaform. Where is the memory tome? There we go. Memory tome. There is one. There's got to be one around here. There it is, right behind me. Literally right behind me. Of course. It's right around here somewhere. There's the mailbox. But these memory tomes will allow you to set your recall point. Memory tome. So it must be inside of this building that we were just in. Nope. Where is it? There's the Bricklebot machine. Where is it? There, of course. Totally just walking by it. So we could set our recall point here, which makes it a lot easier because we want to be able to recall back to here when we're out and about and doing different stuff. So let's go check. Let's go check on our crops, our potatoes, and our cucumbers. But like I said, you're going to spend a lot of time in this area trying to do these quests. So you want to make sure at first, when you're bouncing around, you're going to do another quest, whether they're up here in the foundry or over here or wherever, that you can bounce back to Anvilton. Anvilton is, especially for the east, obviously on the west you're going to have a different spot, but is a good kind of spot for you to take and use as a central hub, especially until you get to like the City of Towers. City of Towers is kind of the next spot for you to go towards. So we'll go ahead and talk to this guy. We went ahead and planted it. Let's receive our reward. And let's accept the next quest, which he basically wants us to take and find the Mirage Island Auctioneer. So we can go over here. Mirage Island Auctioneer is where you will go. And Mirage Island is where you can spend things like silver. You can also spend the news tiers. You can also spend the Guild of Stars. This is where you get all of your crafting. You can get crafting stuff for building your house, building your ship, all kinds of different stuff like that. You can get, and there you go, we've got a quest for a Guild of Star, the shiny coins. He wants us to take and report back to the Merchant Recruiter. But anytime you see one of these portals, you can go through, go to Mirage Island. You can upgrade your glider there. You can buy your housing there. You can buy things like decorations there. You can also buy costuming stuff there. All kinds of different things with the game's in-game currency. So whether, like I said, whether it be the news tiers or the Guild of Stars or whatever, you can buy all of those there. So let's talk to him. And we'll get our first Guild of Star. And there we go. Now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get our first Scarecrow and Lumber. Now we're going to take, and to do this, we have to go ahead and we have to do our first... We went ahead and did this, so we're going to go ahead and get our Scarecrow design from him. We've got our first Scarecrow design, but we need to find a place to plant that thing, which is always difficult. Let's go see how our plants are doing here. So let's see, we've got 2 more minutes on these, but we're going to go talk to Josiah about placing my garden. So placing your garden, we do have our first Scarecrow. As you can see, you've got a bunch of other people that have placed their Scarecrows. We have to hope that some people have moved their Scarecrows so we can place ours. How are we on cash? I think we've got enough cash to go ahead and place it. So let's talk to the sapling merchant. So welcome, you come to place this. Yes, we've come to place our Scarecrow garden. Thank you very much. We report back to the merchant recruiter. But let's see what we can do here. Let's see if we can place our Scarecrow garden. So you see, when we go ahead and pull up our Scarecrow garden, we've got to find a spot to place it. So we've got to find one in these kind of inside of these different forms. Do we have a spot? No, so freaking close. So close. It's so far right there. So the key is we have to hope that somebody has actually uprooted and moved their Scarecrow garden to someplace else so we can go ahead and fit ours down here. Now let's go ahead and get rid of that and bring it back up and try around here. Can we get lucky and find a spot? All these people need to stop paying their taxes, so these spots will open up. Because once you place your Scarecrow garden down, you can uproot it, and then you'll find it later in your actual in your mailbox. But the Scarecrow garden, as you can see, will allow you to plant things that you can't plant in the public garden. So it looks like we're kind of screwed here. So, oh well. We've got some small mushrooms. Somebody's planting some mushrooms here. That because there's another quest for those next. But that's the next progressive step, is you will find a place to actually put down your garden and be able to take and start growing your own crops. So what do we got here? He wants us to report to the trading guide Sahil. The trading guide Sahil is going to teach us about delivering packs back and forth between the different spots. So we're going to go ahead and receive our reward, and see, he teaches about getting a treasure map and getting Guild of Stars. And the first thing we need to do is go to Arkham Iris, turn in or use turmeric powder to go ahead and create a turmeric powder pack and deliver that to Falcorth Plains. Now you can find these under Commerce. You can see these are under Haranian Specialties. These are all the different things that you can create. And if you look on the MMO Den forums, Sarah Lucci, you're funny. You're funny, Sarah Lucci. It's going to come up shortly. These are all the different things that you can trade between different areas, and the further you travel, the more Guild of Stars you can get for doing these trade packs, and then you earn more Guild of Stars, and then you can buy things like your house or your mansion or different things like that that you can then place and do stuff like that. But that gives you guys a pretty quick rundown of how the trading works. It will be a lot easier once I get my first farm down, my first Scarecrow down, to be able to raise that turmeric. I can buy the turmeric seeds at the seed vendor and be able to populate my entire Scarecrow farm, build that stuff up. I can raise that in no time. I actually have the 50 seeds on my other character, so I could, if I really wanted to, send them over to this character and call it a day. But I did want to give you guys a quick little rundown of how this worked. That's a quick little 10-12 minute rundown with a nice little bit of questing there in the middle. So if you have any questions, please feel free to post or ask during any of the live streams, or feel free to post comments down in the comment section down below for the if you see this video on YouTube. Thank you, Carmagor, for the donation. You're awesome, buddy. Thank you very much. So we're going to go ahead and call it here as far as the tutorial goes, but I will continue traveling through and completing some quests and playing this character. So thanks for watching, guys.